Ourselves together. Do me a favor, if you're just coming in the room, let us know where you're coming in from. This is Breakfast with the Brookses. I'm Glenn P. Brooks Jr., author, speaker, coach, waiting on my wife to put on her whips, as my grandchildren would say. Trying to close this window so that you guys don't hear all of the motorcycles that love riding up and down the road here in Virginia Beach all year long. I guess that's part of living in a beach town. What's up, Teresa? Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. For those of you guys who are just jumping in, welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses. Do me a favor, guys. Tag this out. We're going to be going live here in about 30 seconds here. In about 30 seconds. Let's count them down. Today we're going to be talking about the missing piece in a marriage. If you are married or if you are thinking about getting married, this is going to be your show. This is going to be the broadcast that you're going to need to pay attention to, because I promise you, we're going to share some things I think that's going to really, really help you guys. So it's great to have everyone here. Great to have everyone here, babe. I forgot the iPad. So at this point, we'll have to look at the comments on the screen. Dana, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Sidna. Sidna's coming in from Maryland. Do me a favor, as you guys are coming in, let us know where you are here joining from Baltimore, West Baltimore County. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't know nothing about Baltimore. I'm originally from Cherry Hill, but most of my family, a lot of my family, especially my father's side of the family, is in Cherry Hill. But my mother has a bunch of people in Baltimore County. My grandmother used to live there. Good to see you, Michonne. Good to see everybody. We're getting ready to go live here in just a second, guys. Going to get our Instagram community on board as soon as I can get my camera squared away. What I want you to do is put a 1 in the chat if you're married, a 2 in the chat if you're wanting to get married at some point. 1 in the chat if you're married, and 2 in the chat if you are interested in getting married at some point. Today is Saturday. Welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses, and I'm super excited, guys. We're going to be talking about some things I think that's going to change the game when it comes. Randallstown, that's what I'm talking about. Randallstown, that's what I'm talking about. Who's coming in from Georgia? Renee Jackson, good to see you, girl. I always want to, when I see it, I always think about somebody else, Renee, in Georgia, our girl, Renee Johnson. Teresa from Clinton, good to see you. Teresa, you in Clinton this morning, that's what's up. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get this party started. If you're ready to get this party started, come on, somebody say ready. Put a ready in the chat. Put a ready in the chat.
It's too early to be putting people to work.
It's too early to be putting people to work?
Yes, good morning, guys.
Cherie said it's too early to be putting y'all to work. Is that right?
Yes.
I don't think that's the case, babe.
Today's a special day.
Today is a special day. Today is Karen's birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
That ain't her birthday. Go shorty.
It's your birthday. Go. We don't even know all the words. Happy birthday, Karen. Karen, for those of you guys who don't know, is the Resident Maps head cheerleader.
She was the first member.
She was the first member in our Maps community, and I'm super.
Been faithful.
I'm telling you right now, Karen has grown so much over these last few years.
And she's become more than just a client. She's a friend.
She's absolutely
and she's actually part of our family now.
Yeah, so absolutely.
We've developed a great relationship with her, and I just want to congratulate her. Her and Angie, who's also Angie is in our community as well. They are running the Wicked 10K this morning. Wicked
10K. Now, 10K is wicked, but they're going to be dressed up. Somebody said, well, why they call it wicked? Because they're going to be dressed up in Halloween outfits.
They're going to actually be in their animals.
Oh, they dressing up as a...
Yes.
As a chameleon?
Karen is going to be a flamingo.
Oh, right.
And Angie is going to be a lion.
I love it.
To represent their animals.
I love it. Represent their personality. So if you're in the Hampton Roads area and you see a lion running the 10K,
that's Angie.
Or a flamingo running the 10K, the Wicked 10K, that would be our peoples. Babe, welcome back. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yes, last weekend was a interesting weekend. Yeah, I had my final due for school that disappeared off my computer after working on it all week. Woke up with a migraine and then had to recreate.
Wow. Wow. Recreate the whole situation.
But God is good.
God is good. Guys, let's go ahead and go live on Instagram real quick because I don't want to forget them, and then we'll get started. Okay? Awesome. What's going on, Instagram? Listen, we are back. Sheree, do me a favor, move into the screen a little bit. I'm trying to work this out. We're back, guys. Listen, for those of you guys here on Instagram, I just wanted to let you know, and I'm going to turn this light down a little bit, see if we can't. No. In fact, that's not helping? No. It's off. Okay, guys, we're already having some. I'm just turned it off altogether because it's just too much light on you. I think it's this light, though, so don't worry about it. So anyway, Instagram, we're live. What's up, Jeremiah? Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, guys.
Chip, good to see you. Good to see you. We're live on Instagram. Good morning. We're live on YouTube. Today is Breakfast with the Brookses. We're going to be talking about the missing piece. The missing piece in marriage, babe. In the United States, on average, when someone gets a divorce, it's generally around the 7-year mark. They say that on average, the marriages that fail in the U.S. are failing right around that 7-year mark. And one of the things I want you to do is be very conscious of Instagram because I don't want you to be outside of the picture, babe. I'm trying to work it out. One of the things that I want y'all to know, Instagram, I want you to know this. YouTube, I want you to notice is that there's a missing piece, I believe, that's causing people to come unglued, particularly around that part, because I think it's around that time or tenure in your relationship where you're beginning to feel a particular kind of rub. And so I want to set it up this way. For those of you guys who tuned in last week, you'll probably know at least where I'm going. We're just going to go deeper. But this week, I want to set it up this way. Have you ever been, and if you have, say me, you ever been doing a puzzle? Working on a puzzle, I don't care if it's 10 piece, 1,000 pieces. And you get midway through the puzzle, and then the puzzle begins to make sense. It begins to shape up. You're looking at the box, you're looking at the picture, and you're saying, okay, this is starting to make sense. And then you notice that there's a missing piece. Mm-hmm. You notice, wait a minute, hold up, because I can see this goes there, this goes there, this goes there, this goes there. But there's a missing piece that should go right there. What happens generally, because you're a puzzle person, baby, what sets in for you at that point?
Some anxiety. You start digging around looking for it. You feel it's incomplete.
I want y'all to put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. Incomplete. Anxiety. Can't finish. Come on. You
feel like you failed at that point.
Failed.
You can't complete it.
Failed. Guys, what happens to you if you're a puzzle person? Maybe you enjoy putting together a good puzzle either by yourself or with friends and family, and you get down to the place where the thing is shaping up, it's starting to look right, and then all of a sudden you find yourself missing a piece. Put in the chat for me what it is that you feel when that happens. And babe, here's what I'm going to submit to people. What's up, Jermaine? Good to see you, brother. Great to see you. Great to see you from Kissimmee, Florida, right outside of Orlando. Good to see you, my friend. Mashant, I saw it up here on these comments up here, babe. I'm reading these comments up here. Okay.
No, Jermaine is from Vero Beach. He's en route to Kissimmee.
He's en route to Kissimmee. Okay. All right. I read too fast. Yeah. All right. It's okay, Miss Turtle. It's okay. He's going to forgive me. You don't have to hold me to the letter of the law this morning, babe. Yeah. You see, she woke up straight turtle this morning, guys. Get the facts straight, mister. The man didn't say that's where he was from. So anyway. Now, what was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying, babe.
The missing puzzle piece.
So the missing puzzle piece is something that if you are there, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I think Mashawn just said it exactly right. It's just purely frustrating. Mm-hmm. When you're in a relationship, you love this person. You absolutely wouldn't have said I do to the person if you didn't. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be with them this long if you didn't love them. So that's a foregone conclusion. You do love the person. You care about them. But the challenge is that the pieces aren't fitting.
Or there's a piece missing.
I think that more so in this case, we're going to talk about the missing piece. And then later, we're going to talk about how to make the missing piece fit. Mm-hmm. I need y'all to hear that. Because, Edith, you're right. That anxiety happens when you can't find it. And I think that, unfortunately, what it does is it causes you to go back and question. Mm-hmm. It causes you to go back and say, what in the world is going on? If you have children, now the children are feeling the rub. Mm-hmm. You want to chime in on that?
Right. I think that it becomes the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes, it's like that there's something off, but you don't know how to address it because you don't really know what it is. You don't know how to put your finger on it.
Yep.
But there's this air.
It's not quite
in
right.
the room that just something.
Yep.
It's like you ever had something to eat that you really wanted, and then you taste it and like it's missing something.
Right.
It's
Right, and then you have
right there, but it's missing one ingredient.
Right. Then you even having other people taste
this. What's missing?
What's missing? Now let me tell you, when your relationship get to the place where you're offering for someone else to taste this, and then asking them what's missing, that's when you know that divorce is imminent. It's hard to come back from that place, because now that's that place where you're now sharing with your girlfriend your intimate secrets, and she's single. She has no clue. You're now talking to the brother, your work husband.
Right.
Let's just get right into it.
Right.
Or your work wife, that was Glenn.
Right, and the key was the tasting piece when he said that. This is not you sharing with somebody else or confiding in somebody that, you're having relationship issues, somebody that's trusted. But it's when you're sharing with somebody and it's a tasting. You're tasting something different to try to figure out what's missing in your relationship.
Yep. That's a dangerous place. And we're going to go all the way there, guys, before this series is over. I'm talking about, for those of you guys who are just jumping in, we're talking about the missing piece. My name's Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. Sitting here next to me is the lovely light-skinned
Cherie Brooks Jr.
Guys, almost 3 years ago, we created an online relationship academy called MAPS, Marriages and Parenting Successfully. To find it, you can go to www.thecrcoach.com. Click the link in the bio on IG. That'll take you to our YouTube channel. And I want you guys to find it. Do me a favor, Chip, if you can, if you're still here, or Jeremiah. Put it in the chat, www.thecr, as in constant relationship coach.com. And that's where they can get access and information on how they can get a free discovery session with us to find out more about it. Tell them a little bit about the rooms that we have, baby, really quickly.
Right, and also within the MAPS Relationship Academy, we have rooms specifically for those who are married or in long-term relationships. We have a room for those who are parents that are dealing with parenting issues. We also have a singles room for those of you that are single that want to one day get married. That's the caveat. You have to be single wanting to get married. This isn't for the people that are just single and just happy being single and want to stay single forever. This is not a dating hookup site. But this is a place where singles who want to one day get married come to get prepared, to prepare themselves for when and if that day comes. And then we also have a men's only room. And also we have, actually starting next month, we have two women's room. We have a women's room for, we call it the coupled ladies, which is for if you're in a long-term relationship or if you're married. And then we also have the single ladies group that meets. So
we're going to be splitting off our singles and our married ladies, because one, it's a lot of ladies in that room, and two, the issues that a woman who's married is going through, that she needs to talk woman to woman with, are different than the issues that a single lady is going through. And oftentimes what we don't want to do is to get the two convoluted. We want you guys to actually be encouraged to share super freely, and not be the person that's raining on somebody else's parade, or the person that's encouraging somebody when they really don't need to be encouraged right now. They need to sit where they are. It's www.thecrcoach, Chip, I appreciate you putting that in, .com. www.thecrcoach.com. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming in the room. So, babe, let's talk about this a little bit. Last week, I shared with them what the missing piece was. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. If you were here with me last week, guys, and you know what that missing piece is, do me a favor, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. If you don't, we're going to share that with you. I think that many people think that because they are in love, that's enough. They think that because
love will keep us together.
You don't even know the rest. See, don't start me and you don't know the rest of it. Now you're going to go with the whole swoon thing. No, you're supposed to have the words, turtle. Listen, I appreciate that, Chip. Thanks, bro. Listen, guys. Love by itself isn't enough.
No, it's
I
not.
said it. I said it. Okay.
Love is not enough.
For those of you guys who've been married for any length of time, you and I both know that the kind of love that attracted you is a love that will fade. The kind of love that will keep you is a love that takes work. It is the love plus the work that makes it work. Does that make sense, babe?
Right, and I'm gonna stretch that thought even a little. Love is not enough, even when it comes to your children.
Ooh, no, you done go on a whole nother subject matter now.
I'm just trying to give them the broad, because people think that love is enough. You can love your child and not like your child.
Right, that's why, and it's
and there can still
not know how to connect with your child,
or not know how to connect to your child. So love, there's more to it. You have to work at. I mean, it's amazing the number of people who become parents that just are not. I mean, doesn't have that natural maternal or paternal instinct.
No, they don't.
We assume that everybody, when you become a parent, that's just natural, but it's not. Some people have to actually work on that so they can love their child, but they have to work at being able to be there for the child. I mean, you see that all the time in situations where, one parent is out of household, you get a divorce, the parents split, or they're not married, and they're in two separate households. The parent, particularly the one that's out of the household, has to work at staying connected to that child. They have to work at keeping a relationship with that child. It doesn't just come naturally. And so they love that child. Yeah. No one can ever say they don't love them.
But what we're saying
is that love looks like it takes work. And the same is true in relationships. Love, you can love a person, but you have to work at being able to deal with all of the stuff that comes with that person.
Exactly. So we're going to slow down a little bit. We don't have anybody that popped in the answer to the question, so we're going to go ahead and give it to you. They didn't do their homework. Y'all are all getting a 0 for the day. You didn't do your homework. ATL, what's going on? Do me a favor. If you're chiming in on IG, do me a favor. Drop your government name. So that we can address you a little bit more personally. Welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses. I'm Glenn. That's Cherie. We're relationship coaches, and we're talking today about the missing piece in a marriage. And what we do know statistically that in the U.S., on average, when people get divorced, it's right around that 7-year mark. Hey, Carla, good to see you.
They call it that 7-year itch.
That 7-year itch, or, in baseball, it's called the 7th inning stretch. That's the place where you're going to be tested. That's the place where things can make a turn. That's the place where all the novelty has worn off. That's the place where a lot of times you have tried some things. Maybe they have not worked, and you're getting exhausted, and you're wondering, what, is this something that I'm supposed to be doing, and how does that look?
Right, and recently a new statistic came out also that couples are getting divorced around year 18, between 18 and 20, so after the children are grown. Right. It's another period of time when couples typically are starting to get divorced. Yeah. That number's been increasing recently.
Yeah. So, and again, that's a whole nother talk from the standpoint that, we're coaching people that have done marriage for a long time, raised children. The children are on their way to college, right around that 16, 17, 18 years in, if the child was born when you got married. And then now you're faced with the issue of settling with what you have left. Right. So let's get into this content real quick, and then we'll go back to those kinds of things. The missing piece is emotional intelligence. That's the missing piece. Put that in the chat. Emotional intelligence. And I want to read for you a definition of emotional intelligence. And I need you guys to either write this down, maybe put it in the chat if you can. I'll say it a couple of times, but you really need to study this. And the reason why is because this is something that people think they have. Also, let me just say this on the front end. Emotional intelligence is something that can be grown. Just like your IQ, when you get your IQ or your intellectual quotient is what that IQ stands for. EQ is your emotional quotient, right? Your IQ has to do with how much you know. It's your intellect. It's numbers. It's, an actual standardized way of measuring your scholastic ability to do what it is that you do, right? Your aptitude, if you will. Here's the difference with emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, guys, listen to me, IG, is something that's not seen as much as it's felt. It's not something as much as it's tangible as it's the thing you just kind of fit. You just kind of know each other. Well, that's a skill that can be grown. And I want you to listen to this definition of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is your ability to recognize and understand emotions first in yourself and then in others, and your ability to use this awareness to manage your behavior and relationships. I'm going to say it again. Emotional intelligence is your ability to recognize and understand emotions in yourself, right? Then it's your ability to recognize and understand emotions in others, and your ability to use this awareness to manage your behavior and relationships.
All right.
So when I'm emotionally intelligent, what that says is that I'm aware, first of all, of what my emotions are. And then I'm aware of, and my ability to actually use that awareness to manage that behavior. Here's the problem. There are many people that know what the issue is, but they lack the ability to manage it. You need them both for emotional intelligence to work.
Right, right. And so if I can give a practical application of what that looks like for some of you to like, okay, so recognizing your emotions, what really does that mean? So if Glenn does something or he says something to me and you get this feeling, you can feel the emotion rising up inside of you. When you're emotionally intelligent, you're able to sense that happening. You're able to step back for a second and be like, okay, so why am I feeling this? Where is this coming from? He just said this. Okay, I'm feeling this. Where is this feeling coming from? Is it really why did what he said or did, why did that trigger this emotion in me? I'm able to deal with, okay, so I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling right now.
Let's call it anger.
Okay, I'm feeling anger right now based on what he said. Why am I feeling angry? Why did what he say cause me to feel this way?
This is before you respond
Right,
to
I
it.
haven't said anything to him. I'm sitting with this with myself. Then I'm able to come to him and be like, you know what? When you said such and such, it made me feel this way. And I realized it made me feel this way because in the past and I'll use this is a real life example. Early in our marriage, Glenn is a talker.
No.
Like many of you know, and he gets excited.
No, not me.
He's an emotional talker. And so when he gets excited about stuff, it comes across loud and boisterous. To me, it sounds like yelling. I don't do yelling. I didn't grow up in a house where we yelled. I didn't do any of that. For me, when somebody yelled, it was anger. They was ready to fight. And so for me, when he would get excited, when he would come at me with that type of energy, I would get this anxiety inside, like he ready to fight. And I'm like, look, we can go there.
Yeah, because I'm from Southeast
right.
DC.
And so I had to tell him, I was like, when you were sharing whatever you were sharing with me, it made me feel, I got anxious and felt like I was being attacked because for me, when someone raises their voice at me, it reminds me of somebody being, for me, that sounds like someone being angry with me and them wanting to fight.
Yeah.
And so do me a favor, if that's not your intention, I need you to dial it down when you come and talk to me.
Right.
Because that raises something up inside of me. But I was emotionally intelligent enough to recognize what I was feeling, where it was coming from.
And actually manage.
And able to manage it and not react out of it.
Right.
Instantly. But be able to sit with it within myself and say, okay, why am I feeling this way? Because the thing you have to realize, when a person does something or says something to you, typically what they're doing is not making you... what they're actually doing is not causing you to feel what you're feeling. There's something... It's usually connected to something else.
So the way
because emotions are... It's like memory muscle. We respond emotionally based on things in our past. Because if you've never experienced fear, you don't know what fear feels like.
Right.
So because you've experienced anger in the past, when something similar to that happens, it takes you back to that place. So if you've never experienced that before, when they do something, you're not going to feel that emotion because you've never experienced it before.
Exactly.
So it's like memory muscle. So you have to be able to slow yourself down and be like, okay, so why did that trigger this in me? Now, if, say they did do it on purpose, like I said, when I went to him, if that's not your intention, now if that was his intention, then okay, we can go there.
Yeah.
And at that point, I would have been like, well, I don't argue. I'm not doing that. If you want to talk to me, you're going to have to talk to me calmly because I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I'm not going to fight. So that would have been a different conversation, but I still would have addressed it in the same manner.
So let me break it down this way, guys. And I want to read something else to you because what Cherise said was critical when she talked about managing it. I think that unfortunately what most of us do is that we anticipate and we expect that the other person just knows, right? that they just know what they did. They know how what they did made me feel. Let me help maybe break it down another way to help you understand. When Cherie says that it's not what you said that made me angry, there's a muscle memory that kicks in. Here's what I want to explain it this way. It's the narrative that you attached to what they said that made you angry.
Right, what you're telling yourself.
So what it basically boils down to is that when she starts asking me, did you take out the trash?
No.
Did you clean the kitchen?
No. Did you have your keys?
Did you have your right? I get right. Did you vacuum? Like the list that you gave me. You got your keys. You got your wallet. You got your phone. That's our thing. She's laughing because that's a ongoing thing. Has been for almost 20 years because the phones wasn't that popular 20 years ago,
right? As
they are now. You got your keys. You got your phone.
You got your wallet.
You got your wallet, right? So now, when she would say things like that, what would irritate me is what I was telling myself behind what she said about it. I didn't know that for a while.
Right.
Because it would make me angry. I thought she was pissing me off. Like, bro, stop. You about to piss me off. That's how I'm thinking. I'm just, y'all don't mind me being dead real, right? So in my mind, I'm saying, see, she about to piss me off now. Now I want y'all to hear the narrative. In my mind, the narrative starts playing. She about to piss me off. She think I'm stupid? She must think I'm a child. I think that she thinks that I'm irresponsible. What she think I'm slow? All these guys. Listen. I need y'all to hear this because we all do this. I'm just bold enough to tell my dirt, right? I don't care about you. Y'all can sit there and look all holier than thou if you want to. All pious, talking about, oh my, I don't know.
My pearls.
I don't know if I've ever heard someone say, nah, y'all Bamas know that y'all be feeling the same way. And the truth is that I'm like, bro, who she think she talked to? I'm a whole grown man over here. That's what I'm telling myself. That's the narrative. So based upon that, every time I hear her say, you got your keys, you got your wallet, you got your phone. Now my response, if I'm emotionally ignorant or emotionally unintelligent, I hear it, but now I can't manage. So it comes out like, listen, you need to leave me to blank alone. That could come out.
Now, why do you guys think that I ask him that? Why do you think I say that to him? Anybody chime in real quick. Why do you think that I ask
That's a
him
real good question. IG.
When he's leaving out the house, why do I ask him, do you have your keys? Do you have your wallet? Do you have your phone? And for those of you that know him, you may get this right. But why do you think I would ask him that? Am I trying to be his mother?
Yeah. Is she trying to be
Am I trying
nasty?
to annoy him?
Is she trying to be annoying?
Come on, somebody chime in.
Chime in real quick, guys. IG, chime in. Why do you think she
asks
me that? Just give it there's no right or wrong. Just give it a quick response. Quick response. And the reason why that's a great question, Cherie, because I think that oftentimes when it comes to emotionally intelligent people, emotionally intelligent marriages, people who ask that question get answers. Okay, I'm not reading the chat because I'm going to let them chime in for a minute, and then I'm going to go back and we're going to hit them all.
Okay.
So you going in on each one of them. Calm down. Calm down, guys. We got you. I want y'all to keep chiming in. The truth of the matter is that people who ask those questions get answers to those kinds of questions.
Right.
When you don't do what we're doing right now, you don't get answers to those questions. So let's go back to the chat real quick. And the questions become, Jermaine said, out of caring. I love that. I love that, Jermaine. Mashawn said, because the flamingo just be dancing out the door.
And for those of you that don't know what
let me go to IG real quick let me go to IG real quick. Look, Carla said, because he flat out has left him.
Right.
He be leaving them.
The tendency to go out the door.
Edith said because he forgets. You know what I'm saying?
For whatever may come up.
The tendency to go out the door with those items. Listen, guys, y'all get it. So Cherie, and I know it's hot in here. The lights are getting a little warm.
The reason why I do it
is
because of his temperament being a flamingo. he's on 100, and so he's moving real fast, and so he has a tendency to be moving fast, and he'll forget things.
Yep.
And so I'd like to remind him the essential things that you need to take with you, so you don't have to get all the way to the car,
Right.
then have to come back.
Right.
I'm going to help you and be like, hey, before you run out the door, slow down for a second.
Right.
Do you have the things that you need?
Now listen, guys, sometimes she's with me. So I'm not just running out the door by myself. We may be going out to dinner. We may be going out somewhere. And she'll, walking out the door, she'll say, you got your wallet, you got your keys, you got your phone. Now, Teresa said something that just echoes what you just said. You're just helping him. Mm-hmm. Let's stop right there. Teresa, listen. Teresa hit the nail on the head, Carla. Listen, Teresa. Here's what I had to tell myself and learn so that I could change my own narrative.
Right.
I had to learn to tell myself when Cherie says, you got your keys, you got your wallet, you got your phone, she's helping you.
Yes.
Guys, listen. Y'all, I know this sounds elementary, and maybe to some of y'all, you're like, duh. Bruh, let me help y'all and say, that didn't come easy to me because my narrative said she's trying to be somebody's mother. Mm-hmm. My narrative said why is she being controlling? Now, here's what the emotionally ignorant Glenn used to say. Why are you trying to control me? So you think I'm stupid? I mean, I'm grown here. Like what? Now you see that face? That face is saying, keep talking.
Ninja.
Keep talking. Because you about to get dealt with, bro. Like, you about to get this smoke. Because at this particular point, now I'm begging for an argument. So when we tell you guys that we, in almost 21 years, we've probably have had a half a dozen legitimate arguments in 21 years. And it's not because we don't disagree. We disagree all the time. The difference is our skill set, and this is something that we teach in the MAPS Relationship Academy. Any MAPS people on the line, if you know that to be true, put MAPS rocks. If you're in the MAPS community, you're in there every week with us, and we're going through this stuff. Please, can y'all let them know that this ain't just cliff note? Like what y'all getting here is just the surface. This is just We go in, and we go in on your situation. Put I'm a witness in the chat if that's you. If you know because you've been in those rooms with us. Look, I get that this is what we learned. Put that in the chat. The reason why is because I think that you need a community of people speaking the same exact language that you speak in order to be able to grow you in areas of deficiency that you've had. If you're trying to get to a successful place of, listen to me really carefully, guys. If you're trying to get emotionally intelligent when it comes to being married, you're going to have to hang out with some people who are emotionally intelligent in their marriage.
Right.
Right, babe?
Right, and we didn't start out this way. I mean, this took work. This took us time to be able to get to this place, but we were willing to do the work. And I think what happens oftentimes is like, going back to how we started, people believe that they get married, they're in love, and that's it. You just get married, you say, I do, the work is over.
That's it.
That's not true. The work just started.
It just got started.
It's just started.
Right.
When you get married, that is iron sharpening iron at the nth degree.
Right.
It's like you got to work this thing out.
Yep.
It's a daily.
Yep.
It's work that you have to do every day.
1,000%.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
For the rest of your relationship.
And
it's not like you get to a point where you're like, okay, but we good now.
Yeah,
and
we
just
straight.
Stop doing the work. No, you have to continue to do the work. It's an investment. It's a continual investment in your relationship because you're both two different people. You both have different emotions. You have different things that you go through. And if you're not constantly working on it, you're going to have issues.
And one thing I want to add to that, guys, is that the reason why it's constant is because you got to remember relationships are organic.
Right.
And by nature, relationships evolve or they change. Mm-hmm. So who we are today wasn't who we were 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, certainly in who we were when we got married. And so I think that unfortunately people think that, hey, once I get this, it's not like school. Once you learn your times tables, you've learned them. No, it's more like once you've learned your timetables, now it comes time to do fractions. Now it comes time to do integers. Now it comes time to do, higher level things but that becomes the basis or foundation. And one of the things that we have found is that, at least within the MAPS Relationship Academy, in our community, it provides you that support to keep growing.
Right.
That's really what it is. It's now I know I'm not by myself.
Right. And one thing that's key, and you say this all the time, when people come into the group, one of the tags that we use is, come grow with us. Know that we're growing continually. We're continuing to invest in our relationship. We ain't there.
No, not at all.
Arrived. We're continuing to invest in our relationship.
Trust and believe.
So we're growing every day as well as we're bringing other people along and helping them grow in their relationship, because we continue to invest in our relationship. It's not like we've reached this point where we're like, okay, we're good. We're good now. No, we continually have to invest in each other and invest in our relationship. We still do the work too.
Yep.
So we're not at a point that, I don't think we'll ever reach a point where the work ends.
Yep.
I think you continue to keep doing that work.
Guys, I'm going to leave y'all with this, and we're going to get out of here. We're going to pick up here next week, and we're going to kind of drill down and pull this apart a little bit. If you want to know more about who we are, what we do, why we do it, who we do it for, go to www.thecrcoach.com. It's on your screen on YouTube, Instagram. If somebody can drop it in the comment, that would be beautiful. But I want to read this to you guys. Happily married couples aren't smarter, richer, or more psychologically astute than others. But in their day-to-day lives, they have hit upon a dynamic that keeps their negative thoughts and feelings about each other, which all couples have, from overwhelming their positive ones. Rather than creating a climate of disagreement and resistance, they embrace each other's needs. When addressing a partner's request, their motto tends to be a helpful yes and, rather than yes but. This positive attitude not only allows them to maintain, but also to increase the sense of romance, play, fun, adventure, and learning together that are at the heart of any long-lasting love affair. They have what the writer calls emotionally intelligent marriages. Here's the deal. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to break apart a little bit what it looks like, and I want y'all to put, if this in the chat, how to have a yes and response versus a yes but response. We're gonna break that down. Many people, and we watch it as coaches, we see this all the time.
I'm gonna do it, but
I got you, but did you take out? But. And let me help y'all understand. I honestly believe with every fiber in my being that you can have what you say. Mm-hmm. And I think that words are super powerful. And I don't think that we put enough stock in that. And I think that a lot of times what we're getting is what we're speaking. Mm-hmm. And because we are speaking it unaware, we're getting it unaware. However, when you begin to speak into existence what you want, things begin to line up for that. I'll give you a quick example. You're looking for a red Volvo, that new jump. You get what I'm saying? With all the bells and whistles. You've been looking online for it. Then you get out in your car and you're on your way to work, and every time you turn around, what do you see?
There go one right there. There go one right there. There go one right there.
Oh my God!
Oh, there go one over
What
there.
is going on?
They everywhere.
All these red, like that's my car. And for my spiritual people, you be like, that ain't nothing but the Lord.
That's confirmation.
Confirmation. So here's a no. It ain't. Let me say what it's the Lord, because it's the Lord. It's the Lord and how He made your mind to work.
Right.
It's that's the part. It ain't got nothing to do with confirmation. He made our minds to work in such a way that whatever we're thinking about, it's at the forefront of our heads, forefront of our minds, forefront of our thinking. So we're open to possibility because we're speaking it into existence, and therefore it's at the top of mind.
Right.
So what I want you guys to begin to do is understand that when your language switches, oftentimes your behavior will come right behind it. And it'll begin to switch as well.
Right, and it's not that hard to do. And I know a lot of people, sometimes they think, you say that, you do that, that seems easy. It's a mindset shift.
Yeah.
It's simply a mindset shift. And if you can shift your perspective from a negative perspective
Yeah.
to a positive perspective, things will change.
And
but as long as you keep holding on to that
Yeah.
negative piece, and
Yeah.
you keep that negativity in your space,
you'll get more of the same.
you're going to keep getting
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
it's a simple mindset shift. It's you telling yourself, I'm going to approach this situation
Yeah.
from a positive. I'm going to look at the good in it. I'm
Yeah.
going to look for the good in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop focusing on the negative. And when you do that, you will start to see change. But as long as you keep focusing on the negative, as long as you keep focusing on the but,
Yes,
the,
but
maybe, I ain't sure. As long as you keep focusing on that, that's what you're going to get more of.
so next week we're gonna pick up that, and Jermaine, you are 1,000% correct. That Volvo XC90 is clean, my friend. It is absolutely a situation, right? So I love it. I love it. I can tell we speaking that language. So next week, guys, do me two favors. Number one, I want you to come back next week. Number two, can you share this out when we go live? Can you share those feeds when you see the replays show up and when we tag you guys? Can y'all do us a huge favor and not just randomly share, but I want y'all to cherry pick people who are going through specifically what we're talking about on that particular show. So if we're talking about this and you got friends, loved ones, people that you rock with who you know, oh my God, I wish they were here. Now you have the ability through social media to make sure they were there and send it to them in their inbox. You ain't got to put them on blast. Just copy the link, send email, to do whatever, because
Right.
here's what our end game is. Our goal is that people stop coming unglued over dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're not the people to say that everybody in relationships should be in that. Some of y'all need to get the heck up out of some of y'all's toxic situations. Trust me when I tell you. And if we were coaching you, we could tell you specifically how that should look. And we could menu drive you through how to work that out so that everybody is not jammed up and completely ripped apart. But the point we're making is that so many people are coming unglued, relationally speaking, and they just don't need, it's just not necessary.
Right, and if you are new to our YouTube channel, for those of you on YouTube and Instagram, if you could please go to our YouTube channel. We want to ask you guys to please subscribe and also make sure you ring the bell so that you get notifications when we go live as well as when
we're trying to hit the
post
500 mark before the end of the year. I think we're at 425 or something like that.
So please
So
share this
please,
out.
help us get to that
if,
place.
If you have not subscribed, please subscribe.
Yeah.
For Instagram, the YouTube channel
is in the bio. So for Instagram, the YouTube link for you is in our bio. Just click it. Join the YouTube link. For those of you guys who are obviously here on YouTube, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please click the link and subscribe. Love you guys. We're going to get out of here. Heavy day, long day, great day, family day today. At the end of the day, we all need some help. Y'all be good. Let's talk soon.
Have a great Saturday.